your favorite channel, Quirky Reactions. I'm your host and your friend Gavneet Kaur from India. And today we are going to watch this video from the channel Your New Zealand Family. And the video says 7 USA cultural shocks we experienced as New Zealanders. So, this New Zealand family, I guess they visited America, and what was the cultural shocks for them? Let's get started with the video. I'm really curious to know, what are the cultural differences in New Zealand and America. Let's watch it together. If you are new here to this place, please subscribe and support.
Welcome back to another video, guys. Today we're going to go through a list of 7 things that shocked us when we visited Big City America for the first time.
We flew all the way from New Zealand to visit the USA for the very first time.
Yes, and if you want to see some of the videos that we've released so far, make sure you go and check out our channel. There's lots of stuff there, from trying food for the first time, vlogs, and all sorts of different things. So make sure you go and check it out. And yeah, let's get into the list. So today's list is in no particular order for how shocking it was, but we're just going to run through the 7 items. And first up,
driving. Why?
Is driving.
Driving.
So obviously that's one of the first things we had to encounter when we arrived there. So we arrived at the airport, picked up our Dodge Durango GT.
Which we'd never heard of before.
Yeah, so it took us a while to find it in the parking lot. So a few different models of cars that we weren't used to.
Yeah.
But remember that we are coming from like a small island nation in the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. So we're not, used to all the different, hundreds and thousands of different
massive vehicles.
Variations of cars, yes, and the size of the cars was massive too.
Yeah.
So obviously me being the driver, it was very interesting hopping in on the other side of the car.
Yeah. You guys drive on the different side of the road to us.
Yes, so that was actually my first time ever driving on that side of the road, because I'd been to Europe like all my childhood, so I kind of knew being a passenger, but then going from passenger to driver was just like it was a bit of a mind bend.
It was
but
scary.
I had to sort of just calm down and get used to it, and yeah, it actually didn't take me that long.
No, it didn't.
It took me a while to find the indicator, but that's all right. I had to turn a few corners without using the indicator.
The other thing is the amount of lanes.
Yes, so coming from New Zealand, which is like, max, usually single lane roads almost everywhere you go, and then the motorway, which is, what we call the freeway.
Motorway, yeah.
Is usually maybe, 4 or 6, absolutely max.
Yeah.
Like 4 to 6 lanes. And we, over there, I remember counting the lanes, it was 12 lanes, so 6 lanes each side.
Yeah, it is actually crazy.
I just felt like I was in I felt like I was in like NASCAR or something. It was
like
just so many lanes and cars just going straight past me, and it was just insane.
Yeah.
I think Americans are probably more confident drivers than us here.
Yes.
And they were just like zipping between lanes, and just like everything just looked like it was just such a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, maybe
and I was just
experienced
like, I'm just going to
drivers
stay
in
where I am and
America.
just see how I fit in, because
I know. Also add in that you don't really know where you're going.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's very unsure, but
Yeah.
I think you mastered it.
Yeah, exactly. And then, we got to like a place like New York City where we didn't get a rental car to do driving, but we noticed like walking through the streets or even in the taxi, you remember?
Yeah.
That the beeping is like a language of its own.
Tooting the horn is just a whole new language that we don't use here. Tooting in New Zealand, if you beep the horn, only means one thing.
Yeah.
You're enraged
And it's usually
with someone.
followed by a big middle finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But over there, it's like you're waiting in line at the lights, and it's like beep. It's like, oh, this is taking a while. Like beep. Yes, it is. Like everyone's
sign
happy
language
and
there.
beeping, and
It's like they're having a good old chat.
good
That
old
sounds
chat
interesting.
with the horn.
Guns.
Guns.
That was a big one for us.
Huge, because we turned up to the USA thinking that we would see guns everywhere
Yes.
because of what we'd heard in the media or just how it's portrayed in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
We didn't see any.
I know, it's crazy. But the other thing is that we knew that, gun use and gun ownership varies, and gun laws they're very different between different states.
That's true.
But I mean, even when we got to Texas, we saw none.
No guns, only
But
on law
really, I
enforcement.
have also heard that
Texas
there
is
are lots
like
of guns
Texas
in
and
the
places
US.
like Florida, probably places that you would expect to see more of them.
Yeah.
But we didn't see them
Didn't
anymore
see any.
compared to California or New York
I
or
was
anything.
legitimately thinking I would turn up in the country
With people just like walking
and
around.
That's not
just see
true.
guns and holsters everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, shocked that I didn't see more guns, only on law enforcement, which our law enforcement don't carry guns.
No, but only in their actual patrol cars.
That's right. So they don't actually carry them on them. So we're even not used to seeing that.
Yes. In fact, the police there don't even wear bulletproof vests. They wear stab-proof vests.
True.
Yeah, and especially since we've just reacted to that video where we saw about how crazy some of the guns can get over there. I mean, we weren't expecting to walk over there and people holding
But
like
yeah,
big
at least a
rifles.
private
But
gun.
I do remember one instance on Fifth Ave when we were walking down the street,
Yeah.
and we saw it was almost like a SWAT car, like a truck. I remember,
yeah.
and all those guys were standing outside, and
It was outside the Trump Tower.
That's right.
It was outside Trump Tower
with all the big rifles.
Yeah.
So we were like, "Whoa, that's crazy!"
We had to take a photo.
Yeah, we took photos and
Yeah.
everything,
I
and we
think
were
they
like,
saw
you know,
guns.
just a photo. Like,
But they actually smiled for the
they
photo.
were really cool.
They were really cool.
They
yeah.
were super cool about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just one thing we noticed that we was totally
Shocking.
completely the opposite of our expectations.
Okay, well done.
The wealth gap.
Yeah.
So that was one that it's such a strange phenomenon because it's almost like, you know, if you're in the presence of like, you know, a Ferrari or something or a Lamborghini driving past you, which okay, let's make something clear. We're from New Zealand, and there aren't many Ferraris or anything like that here, Lamborghinis like at all.
At all.
So seeing one is a very rare sight, and it's kind of exciting. So when we went to America and we saw heaps of Ferraris and, you know, Lamborghinis and stuff, we were like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side to that
On the very same street.
is the struggle that we saw as well.
Yeah.
The amount of homeless people and
Really?
people just like struggling.
People- homeless people in
especially
America, I don't
in New
believe.
York, you know, with the addicts down in the subway.
Yep, and definitely in LA, you're strolling past
Yes.
massive Hollywood mansions, and in the same street, you've got, you know, tents
Yeah.
put up at
That's
the
really
side.
It felt
shocking.
like the tents just went for miles.
Yeah,
down
and
the
then you've
road.
got the homeless, and
Yeah.
then you've got, you know, Ferraris and expensive cars
Driving past them.
straight past, and
Yeah.
that was sort of shocking, actually.
It was really polarizing,
Very polarizing.
and it really stood out to us.
I think here in New Zealand we have, you know, wealthy areas. We also have not so wealthy areas, but
Yeah.
they're not usually next
Yeah,
to each other.
they have different
And also,
areas.
what's crazy, another thing that we found out was that apparently, if you're homeless and you squat in an empty home,
Oh, yeah,
for,
that was-
for 7 years, and you have mail, you can prove that you had a mail sent to you. Sorry, you only have to live there for 1 year.
Yeah, I thought it
and
was one.
Yeah, 1 year, and then you can legally stay there for 7 years.
Right, so that was wild.
So that was crazy. So I don't know if maybe like the homeless people are, you know, trying to do that.
Maybe.
Or if there's a difference between homeless people and squatters.
Yeah.
But here in New Zealand, I feel that like if you were homeless and you were in a wealthy area, you'd be moved on.
You would likely be moved on
So
by
there are
different ways,
different rules
if you were
for different
outside
places,
homes or
right?
that sort of thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
I know. Crazy.
This is true.
So the cost of food was another thing that shocked us.
It did.
Because I think our expectations going into the cost of, I guess, everything in America versus New Zealand
Yep.
is that everything is cheaper in the USA.
Yeah.
That's something, that's a premise we've almost all been told, that you can shop up large, you can, you know, the cost of things is far cheaper
So
in the
New
USA.
Zealand
and I
is
think we
costlier.
went into
I
it
don't believe this.
sort of with that in the back of our mind. Although we had sort of been warned by people that had been there recently that it wasn't the case anymore.
With inflation and everything.
With inflation.
Quite bad.
Shopping, I think we could say, was cheaper, but when you account the exchange rate and how much a New Zealand dollar
Yeah,
is
that
worth
you have to
against
calculate,
a
obviously.
US dollar,
Yeah.
it's not cheaper.
Yeah.
But definitely we noticed it in the food industry,
Yes.
particularly the service industry. Not so much the supermarkets. I think that the supermarket food was well priced.
Yeah, the grocery store, yeah.
Even with the exchange rate, I think the grocery store was well priced. It was more
Yeah, it was.
restaurants, service, eating out,
That's
tourism, I
cool.
guess, areas.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fast food and stuff like that.
Fast food,
Yeah.
all of that wasn't as cheap as we thought it would be.
No. And then you have the tips on top
And
of
then
that,
you have tipping on top of that. So
which
I
we are
guess,
totally not used to or accustomed here.
I think when you're a tourist and you're not from a country that tips, which is pretty much every country except for the USA, is that correct?
That's actually a really good question. I don't know. I think I've only ever heard of Americans tipping.
Same.
Yeah.
I think that's something that tourists forget to budget in.
Yes.
And
or find it
Exactly.
difficult to budget in because
It's
you
not
don't
easy
really
for
know
everyone
like how
to
much you
tip.
should give. Like
That's right.
if there's a general rule in a different state or a different restaurant.
And you also don't know before you go there, if you're going for the first time, you don't know which industry you tip and which you don't and what's
Yes,
expected. It's
exactly.
really hard to get your head around that, both financially and I guess the etiquette of tipping.
yeah.
You're going in blind. You don't really know what's expected.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that was a challenging point. But main shocking thing was the price of food.
yeah.
Fast food, amazing fast food.
Fast food.
So good.
Like, do we need to say any more?
It was like shocking how good it was.
Shockingly good fast food.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that we do have fast food in New Zealand, obviously,
Mm.
but we have such a limited amount comparatively to America.
Yeah.
And you know how fast food always tastes the same? You always get
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like we had this very tiny palette of fast food, and then you go somewhere for the first time in your 37 years of life, and you're trying all new fast foods.
I know
It's
your
mind-blowing.
mind is just open up to a whole new world. It's
Yeah.
just crazy.
Obviously, when you're visiting
you know, I would
America, you
say
need to
that
try it
as
out,
someone
though.
who's eaten New Zealand fast food for his whole life, it's relatively bland compared to what we experienced in America.
And do you know why?
Why?
Sauces.
Yes.
And sides.
Oh, all the special sauces.
Special sauces.
And they're like unique to each restaurant.
Yes.
Oh my
like
goodness.
so many, and also all the sides. Sides, I feel like in New Zealand are not a thing.
Yeah.
Like sides are a whole menu in
I
itself in
know.
America.
It's crazy.
The only sides you get here is fries.
Yeah,
Okay.
just fries
Is it?
basically.
Fries.
And then like over there, I mean, you've got like, you know, mac and cheese. You've got like the bean dip
Yeah.
and rice.
There's
and,
always an array of sides that you can get at a fast food restaurant in America.
yeah,
Doesn't exist here.
huge size menu.
Yeah.
So we were absolutely shocked with how good it tastes.
I was legitimately shocked how good the fast
Obviously,
food really
ladies
was.
are
I was
really good in
expecting
that.
more of the
Women.
same,
Yeah.
but it wasn't.
No,
It's so good.
I know. Yeah.
And we have a Popeyes opening up just up
Yes, let's go Popeyes.
Yes.
Honey on the chicken.
the road. We're so excited.
And we move on to number 6, which is just the sheer size of the cities that we encountered,
Yeah.
that we went to.
And as well, just the
Volume?
volume of people
Yeah.
moving through these ginormous cities.
Mind blowing.
Really mind blowing.
Yeah.
Our biggest city is,
Auckland,
yeah,
1 million people. We were both born and raised there.
Yes.
So we know the big city life.
Yeah.
But that is like mega city life.
I just think as well the size of the buildings,
Yeah, the
Okay, the
skyscrapers.
high-rises.
skyscrapers, yeah.
It's just
and-
everything on a way bigger scale.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, just the sheer amount of people that you encountered, like face to face too.
Yeah.
I mean, you could walk down like Main Street, Auckland, and it wouldn't be crazy busy.
No.
But there, you're like, you know, zigzagging
Oh, and
between
just people
crowds.
crossing, and you know, even like the waste management there with all of the
Yeah.
rubbish bags on the roads
Oh, I know.
and
yeah.
being collected.
Well, that's
yeah.
good.
Can't
A very
imagine
good
the
management
task that it
team.
would be to take care of those cities on a
But it was-
day-to-day basis.
It was like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was fascinating to watch.
It was very well run, but at the same time, you know, most of the cities that we visited in America, that one city alone was, you know, around, if not more than the entire population of our country, New Zealand.
Yeah.
So America
If
is
not a
highly
lot more.
populated then.
So that
Is
was
it?
a really mind-blowing thing
It was.
to encounter as well.
Accents.
Finally, we've arrived to the last item.
Yes.
And it is
It's a goodie.
the difference in accents.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so, you know, coming from New Zealand, there is, like, you know, yeah, we're a much smaller country, like, geographically too, but, I mean, if you go from the very top of the country to the very bottom, you're going to find, like, a very, very minor difference.
We can hear it
And yeah, because we're used to it.
because we're used to it from the people down south.
But
and
if
it's-
foreigners came here, you
you would
wouldn't,
never pick it up.
no, you wouldn't really be able to tell.
But
Oh.
I think as someone who's only ever been exposed to movies from the US,
Yes.
all the Hollywood movies, I never noticed much change in accent in
No,
those movies.
Because I think, like, most of the movies, I think they kind of like to keep the
Right.
general
So
American
it's suitable
accent.
for
like,
everyone,
just the
right?
same. And most of them are also
Grab
made in
more
California.
audience.
True.
So we had like our California, our Hollywood tour guide.
Yeah, he was
James.
awesome. James was awesome.
Yeah, so you know his language is like go next door to the 7-Eleven and grab yourself a big gulp of some 10 wangs.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're straight, like all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
He
We're
was
like-
awesome. And
yeah.
even just like the language that they use is slightly different depending on the accent.
Yes, and then we got to New York. We flew to New York.
Yeah.
And we're still in the same country, right?
I know.
And they were like, New York.
It
Like
was
they-
completely different.
It was
and
crazy.
it shocked me that I could pick up the difference in accents once arriving in the USA versus not picking it up so much when watching movies.
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
we get
That's
to
cool.
Texas, right?
Oh, I know. Well, I mean,
Loved it.
first of all, there was Miami, and that was
Yeah.
a very sort of Hispanic flavor. Lots of Spanish
Definitely.
people, a
Yeah.
lot of thick accents there.
Yeah.
But then, yes, when we got to Texas,
Yeah,
that was like probably the most shocking
Really?
one.
it was.
Because we were driving down the freeway. We stopped off at a gas station, and I went inside to just get some water or something. And I walked up to the front, and the lady was like, oh, how you doing? Like that, like
Yeah.
real slow.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh man, this is cool. Because it's the first time that I'd really spoken to someone with a Texas accent like
Yeah,
that. Because
yeah.
we were like way out,
So kind
Yeah.
and just so warm.
Yeah, and then someone walked in. An old man like opened up the door and poked his head in, and he was like, "Oh, excuse me, miss. I'm on pump number 16. And like, why isn't the pump working?" And then she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I couldn't see you on the monitor. It was too bright." and then he's like, oh, that's quite all right. And he just like closes the door and like walks out. I was like, oh my goodness, they're so friendly. Like just their voices sound so warm.
They would have had no idea that there's this family from New Zealand.
Just
This is the video that we watched from this New Zealand family channel. 7 USA cultural shocks. 1, 2, 3, go. So this was the video that we watched about 7 USA cultural shocks that this family of New Zealand experienced. And I guess I could relate to most of it because, I also live in another country, India. And in India and USA, there's a vast, vast difference in our cultures, in our talks, in our accents, food, everything. Do let me know how you like this reaction. If you love this video, do like it, share it, and don't forget to subscribe.